It was the dark night of September 9th, 1980. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, a massive cargo ship was battling violent waves. It was bigger than the Titanic, a floating steel fortress standing as tall as a 16-story building. But just a few hours later, it was gone. No radio signal, no floating debris, no trace of the ship or its crew. How could something that massive vanish without leaving a single clue? For 20 years, authorities said only one thing: the ship sank. But when one man decided to find the truth, what he uncovered at the bottom of the ocean changed everything. The ship's name was MV Derbyshire, a British cargo carrier on its way from Canada to Japan, loaded with over 150,000 tons of iron ore. On board were 42 experienced crew members, led by Captain Geoffrey Underhill, a man with more than 2 decades of sea experience. They'd survived many storms before, but this time was different. A powerful typhoon named Orchid was closing in fast. The captain reduced speed and turned the ship slightly to face the waves, a common move to maintain stability. He sent a quick radio message warning about the storm's intensity and their position. After that, silence. The waves grew higher, some reaching the same height as the ship itself. The MV Derbyshire was nearly 1,000 feet long, longer and heavier than the Titanic, designed to face the harshest seas. Yet, that night, it disappeared completely. For 6 days, search teams scoured the ocean. Helicopters, planes, and naval ships looked everywhere. Not a single piece of debris was found. The official investigation ended quickly, blaming severe weather. But the families didn't buy it. They believed something was being covered up. One man, Peter Ridyard, whose son had died aboard the Derbyshire, refused to give up. Peter wasn't just a grieving father. He was a veteran ship inspector. When another ship of the same bridge-class design, called the Tyne Bridge, developed deep cracks during a storm just a year later, Peter saw a pattern. He discovered that every ship of this class had hidden structural cracks, flaws ignored during construction to save money. Worse, these ships had been built differently than their official blueprints. Something was seriously wrong. Despite the evidence, the authorities dismissed his reports. So Peter and other victims' families formed the Derbyshire Family Association, demanding justice. Their persistence finally led to a new investigation years later, and what they found beneath the ocean floor confirmed Peter's fears. In 1994, after 14 years of mystery, the MV Derbyshire was located 4 kilometers below the surface. It was found intact on the seabed, not shattered, not scattered. Investigators photographed every inch of it, and what they discovered was shocking. The front storage room, known as the bosun's store, had a door that wasn't built according to the ship's original design. During the typhoon, that weak door broke open, letting thousands of gallons of seawater rush in. The front of the ship became too heavy, pulling the bow deeper into the ocean. Waves crashed harder, breaking ventilation covers and flooding the machinery room. Moments later, the first cargo hatch gave way, then the next, and one by one, the entire ship was swallowed by the Pacific. It wasn't a single design flaw. It was a chain of small mistakes that turned deadly. Tiny shortcuts taken to cut costs had doomed a 150,000-ton steel giant and 44 lives. But Peter's fight wasn't in vain. Because of his persistence, international shipping rules were rewritten, safety inspections became stricter, and shipbuilders could no longer hide behind profit. The MV Derbyshire's tragedy changed the entire industry forever. Today, it still rests nearly 13,000 feet below the Pacific Ocean, silent, but not forgotten. Its story reminds us that sometimes, the smallest mistakes can sink even the mightiest giants.